Hi, this is Tim of the 1916 Company. Welcome and thanks for logging on. If you love this watch, email us tmosso@the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details. Today we are discussing a lovely circa 2001 to 2002 mid-H series Tudor Oyster Date chronograph. This is reference 79260 in stainless steel, 40 millimeters in diameter, 14 millimeters thick, and from lug to lug, 48.2 millimeters with a 20 millimeter spacing between the lugs. So this watch is serial number H660267. So circa 2001, 2002, it's right on the border between those 2 years, serial number wise. And it's a great example of what a millennial era Tudor automatic chronograph would have looked like before things got huge in the mid 2000s and well before they got retro in the early 2010s. So we'll put this watch on my wrist, which is 16 centimeters in circumference, and get a good look at this watch. It's easy to wear, pretty comfortable. I'd say overall it fits like a Daytona. And it's definitely got a Daytona vibe, but it's also its own thing. And it's comfortable being that. Now, it'll fit underneath a jacket cuff, maybe not the tightest of dress sleeves because of the outcropping of the bezel, but you can see that the lugs are nowhere near the edge of my wrist, so I believe you could wear this watch well on a wrist as small as 14 centimeters circumference, and my wrist is 16. The bracelet's a nice piece. You can see it is a 5-link design with staggered link alignment, size, and differential finish. There's a conforming end link to mate it cleanly to the case, and then a little bit of taper to the bracelet profile. Removable links, we have them on both sides. They are fixed by screws. And then we have a stamped clasp right here, which features the Tudor shield externally, and then a clamshell lock. Inside the clasp, you can see there are several pairs of perforations, so you can dismount the spring bar and use your strap tool to change the anchoring point of the bracelet inside the clasp and fine-tune the fit. Snap that closed. If you wish to see the case back, here it is. Not a lot to see, but you get a good sense of the condition of the watch. As you can see, those engravings are still quite distinct and deep. Now, the case is very simple, and you can see back in the early 2000s, Tudor, unlike its big brother Rolex, still expected people to swap out the bracelet for a strap from time to time, so we have strap tool holes in the lugs. We have a fluid form that is a little bit larger than a Daytona, but very similar philosophically. Tapered, integrated lugs, polish and profile, simple, screw-down crowns, trip-lock crown at center with the Tudor Shield logo. All of this 100 meters water-resistant. We have a aluminum bezel insert that is a tachymeter that can be used with the chronograph to gauge, for example, the speed of a race car over a kilometer. A Cyclops eye magnifier. A dial that I would describe as dark gray, anthracite, somewhere between black and gray with a metallic tinge and a radial sunburst grain. We have applied indices and Tudor Shield logo. We do have superluminova. By this point, the watches were superluminova. And we have a chronograph layout that should probably key you in to what's inside the case. It's a Valjoux 7750. Automatic winding with unidirectional winding action. It has a 42-hour power reserve, a 4 Hz beat rate, a quick set date and hacking seconds, and it includes a cam-based chronograph system, so a cam or coulisse to cycle through the functions. And then being a 7750, it has a type of lateral clutch called an oscillating pinion. And when you start an oscillating pinion chronograph, you press and hold the trigger for a second, and you get almost no jump. It actually engages like a vertical clutch, which is one of the unadvertised advantages of the 7750 architecture, that it has that smooth engagement because of the oscillating pinion. And a lot of people aren't aware of what makes an oscillating pinion different than a traditional lateral clutch. And that's one of the reasons why now you're seeing brands like Richard Mille, FP Journe, and De Bethune get back into oscillating pinions. You can also see that each of the sub-registers is a slightly different tone than the dial, and it features a little concentric pattern inside each one of those. This is a watch that offers a lot of style, easily mistaken for a Daytona, but it's got kind of the carefree, unpretentious, disarmingly charming qualities of a Tudor. If you love this watch, reach out to Team Mosso at the1916company.com for purchase and pricing details.